Hey guys, I'm Garrett Hill. I'm the head judge for World Skate, and in this video, we are going to be covering Sao Paulo, Brazil World Championships. Okay, so starting off the competition, I want to give a shout out to Morena Dominguez. It's never easy to be the first rider to drop in on any competition, but she got through a full line, which was pretty cool. She had a gap to 50-50 on the small hubba, a kickflip, she did a frontside air in the quarter pipe, a board slide on the big rail, and 50-50 shove it out, which is a very early 2000s move, and I appreciate that.
And turning around, back up the course now with 10 seconds, 50-50, front shove. All right, Morena. 10 seconds, 50-50.
In heat number 3, rider number 30, I want to give a shout out to Luna Garzon on her second run. I mean, she had a really gnarly ankle and knee roll. We're hoping for a speedy recovery from you, Luna, and we hope to see you at the next event. Skating switch in your run, especially in the women's division, is a really great way to make your line stand out. So I want to give some props to Liv Nellemans for being the first rider in the competition to do a switch trick. She does switch front board on the flat bar. And even though the technical difficulty of this individual trick wasn't at the high end of the spectrum, it still added a lot of color to the run. Okay, so the next rider in, Natalia Munoz, gotta give a shout out to this front board that I don't know how she stayed on her board. This was like the longest kind of bail almost in slow-mo in the middle of her run. There's been some pretty wild landings. In this one, just like everyone was hanging on the edge of their seat, wondering if you're gonna stay on your board. So congrats for staying on your board. That was a lot of fun to see you roll away from that. Somebody who the judges and I specifically loved and wanted to give a shout out to was Omphile Mashile. Heat number 2, rider number 18, coming in just like with so much style and so much creativity, and just like, we love watching lines like this. Really, really great style, a solid board slide, a solid gap 50-50 on the small hubba. Stoked to see him out there doing his thing. The technical difficulty wasn't there to get this out of the score that it got, but man, the judges loved it and like hope to see him again. Really, really great job.
Oh! Somebody more got it.
Another line that I wanted to give a shout out to was Laser Crawford. This line was really sick. He's got good flow, and it's cool seeing him get better and better as each event goes by. Starting his run with a big spin front board on the big rail, and just finding unique ways to skate this course that other people weren't skating. For instance, backsmith on that rainbow rail was really gnarly. I think only like 3 skaters out of the entire competition, men and women, hit this thing. So anybody that touched this thing got a lot of points there. A front blunt going up that double kink rail, genius. The judges absolutely loved watching people go up that rail because no one was hitting it. So that was really smart. And ending with a hard flip on the stairs. The judges love watching flip tricks down the stairs. Another skater that we wanted to give a shout to was Malemo Modis in the same heat, heat 2, rider number 19. It's just great style. It's so like cool to be a part of these competitions because you get to see every different kind of skateboarder from every corner of the globe. So thank you for coming out, Modis, and doing your thing and putting on for your country. It was great seeing you, and we hope to see you guys again.
Front side, lip slide on the A-frame and into the scupper graph with a frontside tail slide, taking it fakey. Oh yeah! Hey! Sneaky.
Segurou.
Yeah! Gap to Hubba with a frontside slide.
All right, so in heat 4, rider number 50, we've got Marco Fernandez, and I wanted to single you out, Marco, and give you some props for this crooked grind nollie 360 flip that you did in your run. That was gnarly. That's like that's some Shane O'Neill level technical difficulty, man. We never see a crook nollie 3 flip. I don't even know if I've seen it in a competition ever. Shane may have been the only guy to ever do it that I can remember, but dude, this was wild, and this really set your line apart. So keep it up, dude. We're stoked to see what you do next, but that was super sick. Big props to Daniela Tirol in this quarterfinal competition for starting a run on a Smith grunt on the big hubba. That's freaking gnarly, man. Like, for real, that's seriously really gnarly. I skated that hubba in practice and was just doing 50-50s on it, and it's no joke. That thing was big. So to start your run with a frontside Smith grind, just stomp it and follow it up with a nose slide on the 4 hubba, really cool.
Agora na parte alta, posicionou. Feeble grind, mandando.
Time for some Mickey Papa appreciation. This line that he was doing was very comparable, technically difficult-wise, to Gabriel Lavallée. Kickflip variation tricks for the big section. Mickey Papa did kickflip frontside 50-50 on the gap to hubba, and also did a kickflip front board just like Gabriel did. The only main difference here is that Mickey had a bail in his run, unfortunately, and wasn't able to get that run fully landed in the second attempt, which is a bummer because a fully realized run from Mickey would have definitely scored a lot higher and probably would have pushed him forward. But shout out to how fast this dude does his flip tricks. It's so much fun to watch Mickey skate. Want to give some props to Abby Burns for being one of the only riders to flip in to that A-frame bump to bar. She did a kickflip front board on her second run. Unfortunately, it didn't come together for her. There was a bail in that run, but man, we were really hoping for a fully landed run on this go because the kickflip front board was so cool and it's so easy for us to argue you a higher score because of it. So great choice. I know that a fully landed run would have really jumped you up there.
Seguiu embalando, direção A-frame.
Want to give a shout out to Jin Woo. I mean, the kid was skating so well in practice. Again, there's been so many competitions where it's felt like it's been Jin Woo's competition to lose. I mean, it's so unfortunate that he was hurt for both of his runs and just wasn't able to skate to his ability. Everyone knows how good Jin Woo is, and you know, it's tough luck. It happens at skateboarding. We get hurt, but yeah, really looking forward to seeing Jin Woo and his performance this upcoming season, because it's going to be wild. There are a few moments throughout these competitions where everyone just kind of like stops and either laughs or has like, is such a memorable moment. And that absolutely happened with Jonka Gonzalez. Oh man, on his second run, he does a switch melon grab down the stairs. And that killed me in the best way. I needed to see that more than I had realized I needed to see it. I've never seen somebody do a switch melon grab down the stairs, down anything. And definitely not in a competition. Like a world championship, to see that trick was amazing. So all the judges loved that moment. I loved it. Incredibly memorable. Thank you for bringing that trick to our eyeballs. It was insane. We had a skater that landed all three of their tricks, Nanami Onishi. She was just on this day. And she was just having fun, man. Like, this backside 50-50 kickflip out that she did on the bump to A-frame rail was so cool and so unique that it made sense to put this right up in the mix of like a kickflip front board down the big handrail, which was in that mid to high 70s range as well. So even though it's a smaller obstacle, we wanted to give this a comparable score to the big section handrails in order to cement the fact that, again, you don't have to skate the big section handrail to get a good score. So everybody that did a flip trick up that step up, especially Funa, who I think had my favorite heel flip up that step up, congrats. That was so sick. I heel flipped up this thing in practice and it was tough. And I remember turning to JB and being like, I hope he filmed that. Because that thing was tall, dude. Doing flip tricks up it was tough. It wasn't easy. So seeing Funa do a heel flip up that in her line, I was like, oh yeah, that's sick. I love that.
Really start to progress is between 13 and 18, but there's a lot of skaters that just keep progressing through and through.
You're one of those. Oldest male skater in the field as well.
Nah, I don't know about that, but
there's the frontside board slide to finish it off. Solid run.
Highest scoring run that we saw, and the only run that we saw in the 70s was Ibuki Matsumoto. And I'll tell you what, it makes so much sense that this line is in the 70s because everything is here. Kickflip back lip on the bump to A-frame to start, so great. Also doing a kickflip front board on it later is awesome. And ending with a frontside nose grind on the big hubba is just an easy decision to keep this in the 70s. A lot higher caliber skating than the rest of the group.
Is that a fact? Wow.
It was actually a nightmare.
In your dreams, literally.
It was a nightmare in my dreams because there was no filmer.
Anyway, back to the skateboarding. Less about you, Ryan.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Kidding.
But yeah, no.
Ibuki absolutely smashing it, getting the kickflip frontside board slide that time. Needs to get this one in there, and I think she's just going to be stamping authority on the course. Already in the first...
Now a line that I have no critiques on, that I wrote in my notes, wow, was Toa's run. I rarely ever write that on my notes, but there was there was nothing you could change about this run, I don't think. This was just an incredible run that he did. His second, he didn't bail in all three of his runs, by the way. He got a 79, an 85, and an 86. So he just kept adding and stacking to these run scores. The only reason he ended up in the 70s on his first run is because he landed the grapefruit grind a little bit sketchy. But to start off with a nollie backside nose blunt on the gap to hubba just set the tone for where we were headed with this run. He's got an impossible in this run, great quarter pipe tricks, the backside 360 to flat. The angle that he had to take to do that backside 360 was very difficult. So the judges absolutely clocked that. But I mean, getting an 86.33, how do you dock it? You know, there was perfection in this run. So great job to Toa and his whole crew. Just a masterful, masterfully well curated run here. Man, I want to give a huge shout to Angelo for this bigger flip front blunt. This was one of the gnarliest tricks I've ever seen in a competition. It was just so close to Caro winning this thing. I truly thought he was going to do it. Absolutely psycho trick. It was so great to give us a 91. So very, very stoked that he was able to pull through with that very well-earned second place.
In the back foot and just went, yeah, I'll take that now. So sick.
It was always going to be a shakeup. You can never tell who's going to come away with the win on these competitions. So unbelievably proud to be a part of it. Very exciting. Congrats to the podium. Lots of room for improvement, and we're excited to see it. There's a wealth of knowledge on our YouTube channel, not only for prospective judges, not only for coaches, but for skaters as well. So please utilize those videos to your advantage and just get more comfortable with the ebb and flow of how we move through these events and how we judge them. We hope that this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon in Rome.